We've got two stocks that we have added to our watch list in July. Ren, would you like me to kick off?
I think you would like to kick off.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, so the stock is Roblox. For those astute listeners, it's a company that I pitched, I think, for stock of the year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
was
yeah,
it? Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Way back, probably during COVID.
It was the year it IPO'd, wasn't it? Because was this the year that like you...
It was the year it IPO'd, I think.
And it hadn't IPO'd at the time you pitched it. Is that right?
No, that was Airbnb. I did that.
Okay, yeah.
No, but,
anyway, it was like 21 or 22. Yeah.
And it did incredibly well, and then it absolutely sunk and had been sort of swimming around in a pretty flat line for a number of years, and I'd really sort of stopped paying attention to it. But I recently saw it in the TDM Growth Partners monthly email, and it piqued my attention again. So I had a look. And wow, it is back. That is for sure. So firstly, what is Roblox? Launched in 2006. It is an online gaming and creation platform. It allows both developers to develop games, and then obviously users can go on and they play in a user-generated content environment. So it's sort of like a two-sided ecosystem.
It's just the worst way to describe a game.
Well, it's not a game.
I know. It's like a platform.
It's actually
but like kids out there listening would be tearing their hair out at how you've described that.
Well, yeah, fair call. Come at me, kids. Come at me, kids. It's an environment where people make games and play games. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it has 97.8 million daily active users who log on. That's a 26% increase year on year, and the stock has been performing incredibly well. Year to date, up 111%, and over the past 12 months, up 203%. But that's just off the back of growth. Roughly 5.3 million games exist on the platform, which I was blown away at. Like, that is unbelievable. There's 9.5 million developers developing games on the platform, and you can get paid to develop games. Roblox paid out over $1 billion to developers in 2024. So I jumped on and had a look at what are some of the games that people are playing here. One of their most popular game is one called Adopt Me.
Okay.
It's a social simulation where you build homes and then adopt pets, and you look after the pets in the homes that you build. That's it. There's a game called Tower of Hell, which is that people have designed a simulation for parkour challenges.
Okay.
You know, when you run and jump off walls and stuff.
I think,
and then one of their largest like simulation games is called Brookhaven RP. Imagine it like a huge Sims open world town, people just building stuff and engaging with each other.
Yeah.
It's got its own currency, and so people go in and then they buy and trade, and so that's how revenue is generated. But it's just huge. I think when we looked at it years ago, there was an incredibly large amount of young kids playing this game. I don't have the stat in front of me.
It was something like it was 3/4 of 9 to 12-year-olds were playing it.
It was unbelievable.
9 to 12. Yeah.
But the
basically, before you get into the financials, Roblox is like the closest thing we have to the metaverse in 2025.
Yeah. People go in. It's I'm not a gamer. I don't know the term for it, but it's not like role playing. But you're playing live with a bunch of other people who are logging on.
Yeah. Like massive multiplayer online games.
Something like that. Yeah. So in terms of the financials, the revenue story has been pretty phenomenal. So over the past 5 years, revenue's gone from 923 million in 2020 to 3.6 billion in 2024. Revenue growth year on year. So 2020 was 81%, 107%, 16%, 26%, and 28%. So strong revenue growth. It isn't profitable yet, but that is because they are investing pretty heavily into their R&D. R&D spend has gone from 200 million 5 years ago to 1.4 billion.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just do the maths on what you've told us so far, so $3.6 billion revenue in 2024, 1.4 billion of it going into R&D. Now, obviously, like that doesn't all hit the income statement, but just 1.4 billion to R&D, $1 billion to developers.
Yeah.
From a cash flow point of view, like that's 2/3 of your cash.
Yeah.
2/3 of your revenue. Yeah.
So not profitable yet. I think they lost about 900 million in 2024. they are losing less and less each year, but not profitable. But the story is the growth story and the engagement they have with all these kids.
What's been the inflection point? Like if you look at its chart, it's just absolutely.
It's been pretty flat, and
It was like
the last
it was like
18
April
months,
this year.
Yeah, it's just gone nuts.
No, not 18 months, like 3 months.
For the last 12 months, it's up 200%. To be honest, Ren, I haven't gone that deep. This was just it's on my watch list, so I'll go a bit deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one, Roblox.
Roblox, yeah. This came to my attention, as I said, through the TDM email. Signing up to a lot of these fundies is a great way of getting good flow of information. What about you? What's on yours?
So I want to talk about Mercado Libre. Now, for people who are unfamiliar, it's Latin America's largest e-commerce platform. It's got a fintech platform now, operates in 18 countries across Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Chile. Basically, it's a South American Amazon.
Yeah.
And to just illustrate how much it's basically a South American Amazon, tell me if any of this sounds familiar. Marketplace, an online marketplace connecting buyers and sellers. Mercado Pago, fintech payments division used for, for payments in person and online. That's less Amazon.
Yeah.
They don't really have a payments platform per se, or not a big one. But what about this? Mercado Envios, logistics and shipping solutions.
Yeah.
Sounds like Amazon. Mercado Credito provides credit to buyers and sellers, helps facilitate trade. And then Mercado Ads, digital advertising platform, a growing business for Amazon. So the South American Amazon, why is it interesting? Well, it did $21 billion in revenue last year, $21 billion US in revenue last year. But if you look over the last 10 years, the slowest revenue growth rate in any of those years, the annual growth rate in any of those years, 17%. Right. Everything's been above that. But just looking at the last 5 years, revenue growth rate, 73%, 78%, 53%, 40%, 38%.
Seriously solid.
Nuts.
Slowing revenue growth.
Still, 38%.
Can't complain with that, yeah.
Profit, $1.9 billion. Margin is improving though. So the past 4 years, it's gone from a 1% profit margin, 5%, 7%,
that's good
9%.
Yeah.
And that is being reflected in the share price. So in the COVID sell-off of 2022, it fell 65% alongside Roblox, alongside a lot of these like high-flying tech names. But since then, it's ripped almost 250% and it's back past its 2021 highs. This year alone, it's up 35%.
Nice.
So here's why it's on my watch list, and here's why I'm an idiot. And like I'm kind of kicking myself. Because like I have this general thesis around smartphone use and internet penetration.
Yeah.
And so I have this view that in areas where there is less technological adoption, they're kind of skipping it's not my view, it's clearly happening.
Yeah.
They're skipping the desktop stage and going straight to mobile payments, mobile internet, and mobile, or like e-commerce, but like through a mobile platform. And there are players that have been early movers and are getting scale and building logistics networks in each of these markets that I think are going to become similar to Amazon. Like it's going to be like a similar winner takes all dynamic, but they're also going to be really well situated to add adjacent services as they sort of get consumers onto their platform.
Yeah.
And I mean, the classic example would be like an Alibaba in China. In India, you've kind of got Flipkart maybe, but you've also got Reliance Jio rolling out the mobile network and cheap phones. But here's why I'm an idiot, to get to the point. So in 2022, as a big tech sell-off was happening, I sort of put that thesis into action and bought Sea Limited, which is the largest e-commerce player in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And I also bought Jumia, which is the similar story, but in Africa.
Yeah.
Sea Limited's up 88% since I bought it, so I'm pretty happy there. Jumia down 36%, probably too early for that thesis to be playing out there. But what I didn't do was buy Mercado Libre, which is exactly the same thesis, just in South America.
Yeah.
It's up 193% since I bought Sea and Jumia. Yeah.
Not too late.
Well, yeah, that's the. So earlier in this episode, I said it's not too late will become a reoccurring theme. And, we saw TSMC for ages and didn't act on it. And so I was thinking, why didn't I act on Mercado? And I think it's because I had this view that it was already too well known.
Yeah.
It's been like a Twitter darling for a long time, and there's been write-ups about it by fundies, and it's just, I kind of had this view that it was known and therefore C and Jumia were better plays because they were less known. But I think an important investing lesson, something that we've learned time and time again, is that a lot of these great companies have a lot further to run than you think. And just because you think something is well known, it's still like not broadly known. Like I would even say today, like Mercado Libre, probably not that well known outside of like meaningful investing circles.
It's not a household name.
Yeah, well, except in South America. But
yeah. Well, I'm just looking at the market share. So like even market share versus Amazon, they're smashing them. Because I was like, I wonder, surely Amazon has a role to play in this. But Amazon only has 5 to 17% in South America, depending on region. Awfully low.
Yeah, Amazon isn't big outside of like Australia, Western Europe, and America. Yeah.
So it's got roughly 30 to 35% across South America. Again, Brazil, Argentina, slightly higher, and whatnot. So even if your story was getting that from 30 to 50%, like there's...
The story is now, if you look at like their revenue chart divided, like you'll see like a bar graph where it's like revenue divided by business unit. The story is like adding business units and adjacent services. Yeah.
Or revenue
because like taking a market share of 35% to 50% isn't just beating a other online retailer. It's like getting people online, building logistics networks.
I think that's what I'm saying. It goes back to the original thesis around as more people in these countries, like
it's
Argentina.
It's a slow burn, but yeah.
But that's what I mean. Again, that's even more of an argument if it's a slow burn.
True, that there's still upside. Yeah. Well, that's why it's on my watch list, because I think there is upside here.
Let alone Chile, Colombia. Plenty of opportunity.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunity.
It looks like it's expensive at the moment. Trades on about a 60 price to earnings. But, if you could see revenue growth rate and continued margin improvement, you can see that multiple come in pretty quickly.
Love it. Well, those are two stocks on our watch list, Roblox and Mercado Libre.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Equity.